Hello, everybody! Welcome back to Apollo Justice Ace Attorney, where the cases aren't the worst in the world, which is... I don't want to say it's a pleasant surprise, but it is a surprise nonetheless. So, I just spent like the last couple of hours, two and a half hours, with Kyrie going through Void Stranger for her first time. And oh boy, it is hilarious looking at it from the outside and being like, oh, so this is what it was like. This is the food everyone else was enjoying when I did it. I see. What a wonderful state of affairs it has been. Feels painful? Feels like Void Stranger, John. Feels like Void Stranger. Though I am curious, John, you were there for my Void Stranger antics. How does it feel looking through Kyrie's Void Stranger antics now that you're more familiar with Void Stranger's bullshittery as it is? Pain is our favorite. I don't think it's your favorite. I think you enjoy my pain. Specifically mine. I don't think y'all enjoy. It can be tilting. What a statement. I made it. Screw sleep anyways. That is, I do not agree with that statement. I believe there are other better alternatives to what you are doing, but hey. That being said, we're not here to talk about Void Stranger. As funny as that is, we did our time in the Void Mines. We're done. We're out. At least until I decide to actually play their other game. Which I should really put that on the docket because I am slowly getting in the mood to play that game. Or like just another thing by System Erasure. Because, oh boy, I think trying out Zero Ranger might be a fun time. I am morbidly curious to give that one a go. But that is neither here nor there. Because today, we are here to play Apollo Justice Ace Attorney. Once more, we descend into a different kind of void. One might say a void that lasts a certain amount of time. One could even call it an age. Director Podbo, the new possibility has been presented by the defense. I keep getting pings. I'm like, oh god, is that something important? No. Most of the time it's not. A dark void? One might say the legal profession down there is in some shit. Hold on. How's my chin doing? Yeah, that'll work. That is probably better. Oh, forgive me. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Oh, the great pioneer of space development is revealed to be just another fabulous girl. I only have one question for the likes of you. Shall I send you off quickly or very quickly? Oh! The evidence doesn't lie, Director Cosmo, so don't try and talk your way out of this. Oh, for fine. I'll tell the truth. It was all just you say, Mr. Wright. It's true that I was there in the boarding lounge. Opinions on the case so far? I missed the last stream? Okay, so. We can take some time. Opinions on this case so far. It's better than the last 2 cases. But that's like saying getting just standing there in a field full of grass is better than getting kicked in the dick repeatedly. So I want to withhold my judgment until I see the whole of the case, because going from the worst thing in the world to mid would make the mid thing feel incredible by comparison. So I'm gonna hold my thoughts till or at least more so until the end. I think they could have done a lot more with certain aspects of the case, and I don't necessarily think that splitting the case in the middle with turnabout countdown taking place in between necessarily did anything for the game in the long run. Mostly just because, like, you spend this whole time wondering, oh, what's it gonna be? Why is Apollo all angsty and crazy? Oh, it's just the best friend character that we have never heard before and will not matter after this, ever. Good. Good to know. Like, because this is gonna be one of the hardest parts about the rewrite, is like, I want everything to actually, at least thematically, meld together, and doing Apollo's downfall and rise from the ashes to give it justice would be probably one of the harder parts of the entire game, just because there's not a lot to work with. So, yeah. But as far as, whoever this fucker is, like, I don't think he killed them. This is far too easy, and he's not the murdering type. He was a possible third person in the Dark Lounge, but it wasn't him. My guess is that it's Ted Tonate again. Because, fuck you. They would never expect Ted Tonate again. It's true. I was there in that boarding lounge. I got there before the detective army, and when she arrived, she fired warning shots at me. I was afraid people would mistake me for the killer, so I escaped into the control room. Then I went past the elevators all way back around to the boarding lounge at 1. Ted Tonate pulling a Dahlia twist, yeah. I came behind Detective Army and pretended to be the second of the scene.
Well, what a troublesome old man you are, with such a convoluted deeds and thoughts.
By the way, so, but you still insist that you did not kill the victim?
Of course I am. When I arrived at the lounge alone, I saw the true killer.
Oh, okay, yeah.
The great Yuri Cosmos was a world history-making witness.
Hold it!
Now hold on just one moment. We just proved a few minutes ago that the third person that Mr. Starbuck and Miss Aura Blackwell saw was you.
No, it wasn't me. I saw the person as well. If I was a killer, why should I in cover for Starbuck? I just leave him to take the fall.
Huh. That's an excellent point.
All I wanted to do was protect Starbuck. So I was in the control room to invent an escape route for a third person.
Well, it makes some sense if he told those lies to cover for Mr. Starbuck.
Still, a lie's a lie, Athena.
So, Director Cosmos claims he's not the culprit, but where's his proof?
Oh, I just remembered something. I have an alibi!
What?
Miss Blackwell said she saw the killer at 10 a.m., correct?
Yes. And?
Well, I was on the 4th floor helping with the evacuation effort. Ask any member of the staff you like. They'll corroborate me.
The director is not fibbing to the court for once. I can confirm that he has an alibi for the time specified.
They always pull the alibi out right after you prove they were there. Yeah, right.
So, you're claiming that Miss Blackwell saw the real killer commit the crime first at 10 a.m. And you arrived at the lounge after that.
Yes, and I believe the person I saw was the same person who Miss Blackwell saw. Although it was pitch black, so more of a shadowy figure and less of a person. And if I couldn't actually see their face, but it was definitely a silhouette of an earthling.
So as long as he's got an alibi, we can't very well claim Director Cosmos was the killer. We've proved stupider.
No, we can't. Then again, maybe we don't need to yet.
Hello, Lily.
I wonder if he really was covering for Mr. Starbuck. Your Honor, the defense moves to have the director testify about the person he saw.
Well, very well. Dr. Cosmos, your testimony, please.
What I really witnessed.
As I tried to enter the lounge, the true killer inside fired a gun at me. I had to avoid getting shot, but when I tried to get another look, they had vanished into thin air. I was near the elevator side too, and well, the launch pad had one door. And the control room should have been shut tight to the killer.
So the garbage chute. Which, for some reason, they didn't give us evidence of. Okay. It's the garbage chute. It's just the garbage chute, guys. We're dancing or okay. So this is one of the bigger things that Dual Destinies has been doing that I don't think the other Ace Attorney games did, and it's the most obvious thing that is the answer will just be obfuscated for no reason.
So you were shot by the killer as well, and then they disappeared?
Yes, though luckily no harm came to my glorious body. Unfortunately, the bullet hit Taryn's oxygen tank. I know because I heard a pang. It must have been the sound of the tank being ruptured.
Wait, but I thought the bullet is metal.
That was Detective Army's bullet, remember?
Right. Oh, what mess is it turning out to be? Okay, so let's see. Director Cosmos is claiming that when he found Mr. Taryn and his killer...
We're not gonna cross-examine this, are we? We're gonna fucking Athena bullshit this, aren't we?
The culprit shot a 10 caliber bullet at him.
Right, but the bullet actually hit Mr. Taryn's oxygen tank and ruptured it.
And then the killer disappeared and the director went into the boarding lounge. When Detective Army caught up and fired those 2 warning shots at him, judging by his medal, it looks like one of them almost took him out too.
Good summary. But that doesn't explain where our mystery killer went. Director Cosmos, I was wondering if you could elaborate on when the figure disappeared.
I'm ashamed to admit I tried to hide myself when I was shot at, but when I peeped back in the lounge, the real killer was gone. I rushed to the lounge straight away to investigate, but when I found Taryn with a knife in his chest and Starbuck out cold on the floor...
Well, we have a courtroom badge from the speed that had no escape route.
Vanished without trace. It's truly one of the great mysteries of the cosmos.
Silence.
A riddle of the ages indeed, but I'd rather know how a fibbing leech such as you can be lauded as great.
A great man is always misunderstood in his own time. But he must remain true to himself, and even if those around him don't understand.
Wow, that might be the first true statement he said all day. But how do you suppose the person managed to vanish so suddenly? Oh, simple. Because it was Space Boy himself. When he was spotted by the director and Aura, he quickly feigned unconsciousness. That would certainly take all the mystery out of the idea of a vanishing culprit. I want to raise an objection, but I don't have any counter evidence. Director Cosmos, when you saw this person, did you also see Mr. Starbuck on the floor?
No, because it was too dark, there's a black hole in there. I didn't see Starbuck until the other person vanished and I entered the room.
Wasn't exactly helpful. I'm prepared to accept your surrender, I don't know. I can't find any holes in this testimony, but I can't give up.
Mr. Wright, why don't you let me out? Hey, yeah, see, knew it. Actually, I watched a play about a legal system in my in my country today. Oh, nice. Also, I'm slowly losing faith in my TV film teacher actually having good opinions on films. Well, I mean, you don't need them to have good opinions on films. That's the thing. Because that's the best part about enjoying media or movies, is that they are made for specific audiences. And from a pure enjoyment factor, you can enjoy a movie. He straight-faced said to me that The Last Jedi was in the top 3 of Star Wars films. You totally predicted we're gonna... yeah, of course I did. We didn't immediately... unfortunately, the script went on long enough, and we didn't immediately go into the cross-examination phase, where... Obviously, Athena would have to redo it. But, yeah, like, you can enjoy a bad movie. That is okay. Stating your opinion as gospel is the bad part of that. Like, you can say, oh, I don't share the same opinion with you on movies, but saying someone is stupid and that their opinion sucks for liking that movie is a different thing entirely. That's what he does? Well, then, I would say his opinion on something is very verbose, but it also lacks the sort of, I guess, subtlety or critical analysis one would need to teach the subjects. But that's also good for you, because you can then look at his opinions and go, well, I don't agree. For various reasons. He also just hates superheroes no matter what. I mean, he's free to have that opinion. He will miss out on some greats, because that's like saying, oh man, I hate mafia movies no matter what. And then you just miss out on the classics like The Godfather. So, it's, I agree with some of the stuff he says about Batman, and that is funny. I mean, he can have valid points, but being, what's the word for it? All-encompassing about a specific topic and stating opinions as fact is the height of folly. Like, I can say, oh man, Dual Destiny sucks dick, don't play it. But that's me being hyperbolic for the sake of comedy. Because let's face it, as we have no doubt shown with this case, there are some good points to this case, and as every other case has proven me, there are also a fair amount of bad points. Which is why me, as someone whose desire is to fix Ace Attorney, or, well, not really fix, but essentially let's say it like it is, write a fan fiction about how I would have done Ace Attorney Dual Destinies in my own way. I forgot where the sentence was going halfway through. Me doing this is not necessarily better or worse. It is just my way of doing it. And you may agree or disagree with me on that, and that is perfectly valid and fine. Even though I don't remember the part about the Dark Knight where Batman does this stuff, that even if he does, it's bull, it's just funny. I'd say watch the movie again. What harm is it? Huh?
While the director was giving his testimony, I detected a cacophony of discord.
Yeah, it's unfortunately, Discord's in a lot of a cacophony right now.
Which means he's hiding his true feelings from us, huh? This might help us find out what happened to our vanished killer. That'd be great, Athena. Let's see what we can do with him.
Oh, you got it, boss. Wouldn't want to miss a chance to get delve into a great mind. Yo, Cosmos, prepare to hand over the secrets of your art to me.
Alright, we gotta get the fucking... I don't know how... This mechanic feels like it's a very much a waste of time. As I tried to enter the lounge... No feelings. True killer inside fired a gun at me. I had to avoid getting shot. When I tried to get another look, they had vanished into thin air. I was near the elevator side door. And while the launch pad door and the control room door should have been shut, What? Why are you feeling...
Correct me if I'm wrong, but you seem to be afraid of the launch pad door.
The great Yuri Cosmos afraid? And what basis do you have for that outlandish accusation?
Whether I have any basis or not, you seem to be quite distressed by it.
I most certainly am not.
Director Cosmos. There's something about the launch pad door you're not telling us, isn't there?
Oh, wow, he's speechless. Looks like he hit the nail on the head, boss.
Oh.
Oh, it's working, boss. Well, my punching would be a knockout. That seems to be one more emotion that settled his testimony. Go get him.
Okay, back in the Matrix it is. Time to pentaport our way to victory.
And come back, please. Anger? Nope.
When we viewed your emotions alongside your testimony, we find an unexpected emotion. Wait a minute. This really isn't anything strange here.
I don't know, but I think maybe we made a mistake, Mr. Wright.
I think maybe you're right.
Let's have another look. Must be an unexpected emotion here somewhere.
Anger? Hey, Lucky, how you doing? Okay. Why are you so sad? Nope, that ain't it. And you weren't shocked by this?
You must have thought it was very strange that the killer vanished into thin air.
Okay, you know what? I do like what the emotion matrix is doing now. This is a very weird compliment, but like I do like that the emotion matrix is asking you, the player, to look at the scene and try and empathize with what the character should be feeling, and whether or not they are not feeling that emotion. That is really good. I do like that.
I did. That kind of thing just doesn't happen usually.
And yet at the time, you barely registered any shock at the occurrence.
What? Why are you...
I can only think of one reason why you weren't surprised at the killer vanishing act. You must have had a good idea of where they went, isn't that right?
What? No, of course not. That's preposterous. Only I could enter the control room.
Mood matrix is good when it also mixes in ambient, the absence of expectation emotion, and changes the level of emotion. Yeah, exactly. Mood matrix has I think it should have some. I would change the mood matrix entirely if I were making this.
And the area below the launch pad is filled with smoke, making it impassable. As for the southern door, I was standing right there. So there's nowhere for the killer to run to.
Maybe, or maybe not. You went in the room to check on Mr. Starbuck and Mr. Terran, yes? What if the culprit took the opportunity to slip out through the southern door?
I hardly doubt it. As you recall, right after I entered the lounge, Detective Army came rushing towards her, via the southern hallway. Anyone trying to escape through there would have been caught by her.
And yet the director wasn't surprised as the killer vanished. So you're absolutely sure that no escape rope was there was no escape rope for the culprit to use?
I'll just input those two pieces and yep, just what I wanted to say. Oh, presto changeo, less discord. Looks like we're on the right track.
Thanks, Athena. Now, to make sense of what we've learned. Director Cosmos wasn't surprised that the culprit's sudden vanish from the lounge, which points to the possibility he knew where the killer had escaped to. Furthermore, talking about the door to the launchpad area made him uneasy. In other words, he's probably hiding something about the launchpad 1 door. When we put these two pieces of info together, the only solution to this puzzle comes to mind. Director Cosmos, did the real killer escape through here?
Like, this is the only place it could be. I absolutely think they went through the garbage chute.
The culprit went through the Launchpad 1 door to escape, didn't they?
Yes. I mean, no. Just ask the starboard, we're gonna crash into an asteroid.
A master tactician, you are not.
But the area beyond that door was filled with smoke, wasn't it?
Was it?
True. But this is the only logical answer there is.
I mean, again. Was it? We have yet to see any proof that the area was filled with smoke.
We can just figure out what the director is hiding about the Launchpad 1 door. We should be able to iron out the logical inconsistencies.
No, but the door requires fingerprint recognition. Only Starbuck, Terran, and I have access. I don't see how the killer could open that security lock, do you?
That's an easy one. The killer was right there in the boarding lounge meeting. There is a way he could have easily gotten past the security lock.
Examine the prints on the recognition device.
I propose that the killer used this person's fingerprints to get past the security lock.
Sullivan?
But,
Mr. Starbuck was lying unconscious there in the boarding lounge. Anybody could have easily gotten past the security lock by using Mr. Starbuck's prints. And actually, Mr. Starbuck's prints were exactly what we found on the device's screen.
Yep.
Looks like he does have something to hide about the Launchpad 1 door. And I'm betting it's got something to do with the culprit's escape route. But I don't have enough information to see the whole picture yet.
oh, you know, something just occurred to me. Would you like to hear it?
Huh? Oh yes, by all means.
There's a security camera in the boarding mount 1.
Right, the one that recorded the victim and the defendant. What about it, Your Honor?
If it's true the culprit escaped in the Launchpad 1 corridor, then it might be recorded on the security footage as well. Then the mystery would be solved. What do you think of my logic?
Oh, we're not gonna tell him, are we? Oh, we didn't tell him.
I hope you didn't strain your faculties too much for that, Your Boldness.
I beg your pardon?
Yeah, look, if we play the security footage beyond this point...
Oh my, the footage cut off.
The camera was running on backup power, but apparently the power cables were damaged. Most likely by the aftershocks of the explosion. There is no footage after this, be it of criminals or space aliens.
Well, I thought it was such a good idea too.
Just because your grandchild is watching from the gallery. It doesn't mean you should try and show off too much Grandpa Boldness.
But Prosecutor Blackwell, how do you both think about my grandchild?
I think his grandchild just earned a little bit of harshness of the adult world.
Setting aside the issue of grandchildren, I'd like to have the witness continue. Dr. Cosmos, could you tell us more about when you entered the lounge?
Oh, if I must.
Here to avoid getting shot.
After the kill of Anna Shaw, went into the lounge. But that's when Detective Army appeared from the elevator side door. And then Detective Army shot me. So you can see, the killer could have only escaped through the launch pad. Right?
Why were you, like, shouldn't you have been happy to see Detective Army? Nope.
When you view your long emotions inside your testimony, we see it. Wait a minute. There really isn't anything strange here.
I don't know, but I think maybe we made a mistake, Mr. Wright.
No, I think maybe you're right.
Let's take another look. Buzzfeed, I expected to mention in here somewhere.
Why were you angry at that? Okay, never mind. Nope, it angered. Why do you feel nothing towards this? I think you'd be angry if you got shot at. That's, yeah. Why is this a different beat? Never mind, it doesn't matter. The beats do not matter. Shocked? Okay.
Director Cosmos, why were you surprised when Detective Army found you, and again, when she fired? Isn't that a bit unnatural?
No?
Sadly, even great men such as I have ordinary human feelings. Our bodies are bound to the forces of gravity and emotion. Even great men such as myself experience surprise on occasion.
Yes, I'm sure you do. But the real point, not the fact that you were surprised, but rather what you were surprised by.
Bon.
First, you were surprised when Detective Army found you in the lounge. And just after that, you were of course again surprised when she shot you. But considering what you were surprised about, it's strange phenomena. There's a strange phenomenon occurring here. Director Cosmos, what's so strange about your surprise reaction is the fact that you were
More surprised when Army came. Well, there's no.
Sure, you were surprised when Detective Army shot you. But the surprise you felt when you found, when she found you in the lounge was much greater.
Go.
The fact that you were more surprised by, simply being found than being shot at suggests to me that you were, conflicted about whatever it is you were doing in there.
Enemy has acquired a new weapon. Commence operation hard onto your desk!
Okay, that's fun.
Please tell me I finally sunk his battleship. Fuck.
Boss, I'm getting less Discord now. That must mean it really is hiding something about that launch pad door.
And wherever he's hiding, most likely has something to do with the killer's escape.
I wonder what it could be.
If he was doing something suspicious around that door, maybe we can spot some change before he came into the room and after.
Oh, Detective Fulbright gave us a photo taken after the crime. Let's run a comparison.
Ah, yes, there it is. This got twisted. Don't get it twisted.
Let's see, footage on the doors before Director Cosmos arrived. And this is how the door looked now, after Director Cosmos entered the lounge.
Hey, look at that. There is a change. Something definitely is different. Director Cosmos.
Or is it? What have you tipping up there over there?
Finding the answer to what you were doing when Detective Army found you, that's what. The answer clearly lies in this footage. All we have to do is compare it to the photo that was taken during the investigation.
Don't be ridiculous. If you really have to do an answer, you'd have pointed it out already.
He's asking for it. This is what's changed directly after the incident.
Take that!
The answer is this knob.
No, oh, that's...
Your Honor, please take a look at this footage.
What way? The guitar serenade, oh no!
Take a look at that knob next to the pad door. As you can see, it's horizontal.
Oh, yeah, wait.
However, when we investigated the scene of the crime yesterday, the knob was vertical.
Well, what does that mean?
It means that some time between before the director arrived and after, someone turned this knob.
Go!
After the scene was discovered, you were the only one who could have turned the knob. Come on now, Director Cosmos, let's hear what it is you have to say. What are you trying to do by turning that knob by the door?
Oh, fine, I admit it. You're right, I did turn the knob. The knob is a safety lock meant to keep the launch pad in place. I was afraid there'd be more explosions. So I wanted to move the launch pad away.
You wanted to do what?
Hey, didn't Punko tell us something about how they prepare for the launch? She said that once the launch pad's fully assembled, it's moved to the launch site. But the safety lock to the boarding lounge has to be disengaged first.
I guess that clears up what the knob is for.
Oh, so if the killer escaped in the Launchpad 1 corridor... maybe they were transported along with a launchpad to the launch site.
I don't think so. The Launchpad 1 corridor was filled with smoke. I don't think they could have escaped through that corridor.
So, then where did the killer escape to?
I guess there are still some things we need to uncover. Director Cosmos, I request that you tell us more about the moving the launchpad in more detail.
Ah, fine. But listen carefully. Robbers give you a history-making testimony.
Oh, we're still doing this, huh?
Oh, no choice but to disengage the safety lock. I feared there might be some more explosions. So I had to cut the launch pad loose. Surely the only escape the killer had was to go through launch pad 1. But that area was a sea of smoke. Confound it, where on earth could they have gone?
Anger? Well, for one,
Director seems driven into a corner now. I can tell he's having a hard time hiding his true feelings.
Just one more final push then.
The attempts to conceal the truth shouldn't be all that hard for us to break through. But if we keep at it calmly, I'm sure we'll cross the finish line.
why were you happy here?
I had no choice but to disengage the safety lock. You make it sound like you were reluctant to do so. And yet, when you did it, you felt some joy, as if you were pleased with yourself.
Oh! How'd you do it? I didn't know everything as if you were there.
Pretty impressive, isn't it? It is the power of my analytical psychology.
No, that's just... it's magic, Athena. What you're doing is magic.
So care to explain why you felt joy when you disengaged the safety lock? When I think back on the facts we've discovered up until this point, I have to believe that you were trying to fulfill some hidden agenda.
Oh, how'd you know about that too?
Because I'm more or less a pro at guessing.
But you had no proof that I had a hidden agenda. Even if I did, I would never ever tell you. So there.
I know they say people regardless as they grow older, but you, sir, take the cake.
Oh god, why am I so sleepy?
And how could you doubt a man with such great intensity, intelligence, and integrity?
Silence.
Oh, thank God you had a nap, didn't you? You? A man of integrity. Don't make me laugh. Prosecutor Blackwell. What came over him all of a sudden?
Tell that to me.
Oh, you've spelled nothing but falsity since you stepped up to the stand. Oh, you're not the kind of man that will be glorified in the annals of history.
I am 99% falling asleep within 10 minutes.
Well, that's fine. All you need to do is just lie your head down, close your eyes. Everything will be a-okay. Get into a comfy position, and sleep. There was part of me that wanted to make a really loud banging sound, but on the other hand, I did not have it prepared. Yeah, not for greatness anyway. Unless you consider the greatest bare-faced liar an honor.
Liar!
His words bite harder than his blade. You moved Launchpad 1 after the explosions. My, how naive you are. You fail to realize how even the facts themselves betray you. You know, just a thought, but modern English can be your friend. And here is a thought for you. Immediately following the bombing, Launchpad 1 was on the boarding launch side. The police confirmed this at the scene.
What? Lawyer?
So that means the director didn't move the launch pad.
Oh, curse my judgment for calling history's greatest liar to the witness stand. Well, let us have him let us leave him to indulge in his lies and war games to his heart's content.
Lawyer?
But it doesn't make sense. You can't deny that someone turned that knob. And once the safety lock was released, I'm sure the pad must have went somewhere. If we chase down the truth of this issue, we might just find out where the killer escaped to.
Yeah.
Oh, you're sure it must have went somewhere and we just might find out? Your arguments are nothing but conjecture, bluffing, and wishful thinking. Stop chasing your fantasies and see reality for what it really is. Or are you not man enough to, boy?
Talk about it in without a belt.
Why would that affect Phoenix? Youngins these days. I don't understand it. I'm sure Director Cosmos must have moved the launch pad. The knob was definitely turned after he came to the lounge. But the launch pad was right where it was supposed to be. Wait a minute. Maybe I've had it backwards. What if the director turned the knob not to move the launch pad away, but to bring it back to where it was supposed to be?
What are you blathering about?
What if the launch pad was at the launch site before the incident? And then after the incident, Director Cosmos moved it back to its usual spot. All he had to do was turn the knob to call the launch pad back. And it would be right where the police found it. Go! Hey! I need that! Oh, thank you.
You made him soar like Mr. Starbuck.
Was this really that off base?
Oh, it pains me to have to explain how wrong your own logic is to you, however. A great liar turned the knob only after he discovered the crime scene. Indeed, the pad existed beyond the lounge when our Astro Wonders made their escape. The fact has been recorded for posterity on filmless film.
Right. Phoenix, come on. You are infinitely smarter than this to, You are too smart for this to happen to you.
So to reiterate, stop chasing your fantasies and see reality for what it is, boy.
I'll get a grip, Mr. Right, and focus. We know the launch pad must have been moved.
But our deductions about the actual facts of the case are in direct contradiction to each other.
Well, maybe the two astronauts never actually boarded the rocket. This footage could be fake, taken with body doubles after the incident or something. On second thought, that's too far-fetched even for me.
Never actually boarded the rocket. Hey, wait a minute. Maybe, just maybe.
Huh?
Prosecutor Blackwell, what if I told you that the two astronauts never set foot inside the launch pad area, but instead went to another place? What if when the director moved launch pad 1 back, it was not from the launch site, but from another place? What would you say then?
Oh, cut the existential bull or I'll cut you.
Mr. Mike, will you explain yourself at once?
I know I'm right. It was the other way around from the beginning. Very well, Your Honor. Let me explain. Director Cosmos' real reason for moving Launchpad 1 back was to switch it with another place. Because he wanted to switch it with some other place.
But I'm sorry, but did you say switch it? But could he possibly what could he possibly switch the launch pad with?
Oh, you'd be surprised, Your Honor. All it takes is a little thinking outside the box, and the answer becomes clear as day. This is what was switched with Launchpad 1.
Take that!
Launchpad 1 was switched with the Space Museum. In the past, the Space Museum was used to be Launchpad 2. It has all the same features as Launchpad 1 and can even be moved to the launch site.
We don't know this. This was never told to us.
Meaning the Space Museum and Launchpad 1 can be switched with each other.
Oh, you can't be.
The rocket the astronauts boarded was not the one on Launchpad 1. It was the one in the Space Museum.
What?
Why?
Balderdash! And yes, it's the only explanation that accounts for every riddle and inconsistency. This is how the Space Center was just before the incident. I see Launchpad,
Basically, Launchpad 1, the Space Museum have already switched places.
That's right. And with the two switched like this, the astronauts entered the Space Museum from Boarding Lounge 1. This allowed the true killer to enter Launchpad 1 from Boarding Lounge 2, and set the bomb on the rocket.
Come to think of it, the door to the Space Museum from Boarding Lounge 2. Welcome, welcome. Space Museum is open to the public every day of the year from 9 to 7.
Exactly. Anyone could pass through the door to the Space Museum. There's no fingerprint recognition system on that door. In other words, the two launch pads were switched like that. Someone other than Mr. Starbuck could have easily planted that bomb. Go! After setting the bomb on the rocket, the culprit snuck into the Boarding Lounge 1 and waited there, concealed, in order to kill Mr. Terran when the two astronauts emerged from the Space Museum. Recall that Miss Blackwell and Mr. Starbuck and the director all saw a suspicious figure, who we can suppose, after killing Mr. Terran, made their escape into the Space Museum. After that, Director Cosmos switched the two launch pads back, without realizing the killer was inside the Space Museum.
That is physically impossible to happen, given the layout of the actual base, but okay.
The killer left the Space Museum and made a clean getaway. No! Alright, Dono, I can see you know how to handle a sword and handle it well.
Are you coming on to me?
Or perhaps I should call you Swordmaster Bluff. I'm a seasoned warrior to cut down many prosecutors.
Silence!
But unless you can prove your theory, it's no better than a rusty sword.
Oh, that's right. You never proved I switched the launch pads.
Somebody needs a better anger management counselor.
If Launchpad really were switched, there might have been records of it somewhere.
At this point, Launchpad 1 and the Space Museum were switched with each other. So the corridor beyond the door should be the one that belongs to the Space Museum.
Let's see, here's the image of Launchpad 1 corridor. Do you see anything different when we compare it to the security footage?
Huh? There's that number on the floor. Well, what do you know? It looks like we have proof after all, Prosecutor Blackwell. And if this is just another bluff? Oh, don't worry, it's all right here. Right here in the footage. Proof that beyond the door is the corridor that leads to the Space Museum.
Oh, very well, man. Back to this with me, if you would. What if this footage proved the corridor belongs to the Space Museum?
Take that!
There's a 1 on the floor of the launch pad corridor. But take a look at the floor in the corridor of the security footage. Do you see the number on the floor behind the astronauts? It doesn't look like a 1, does it? That's because you can see it's actually part of a 2.
What?
Why is it a 2 and not a 1? That's because the corridor you see is the one that leads to the Space Museum.
Yo!
And so that means the corridor in this footage was not filled with smoke.
That's right, because the explosion didn't occur in the Space Museum. The explosion occurred in Launchpad 1, on the opposite side of the Space Museum. And so, we know that the 2 astronauts escaped from the Space Museum. The mystery of the previous trial and how they got down the ladder is cleared up. Mr. Terran carrying Mr. Starbuck simply took the elevator from the upper level down to the middle one.
That's incredible. The two launch pads were actually switched. But you'd think someone would have noticed the events of this magnitude.
Everyone was down in the basement shelter when the launch pads were swapped back. There's no way anyone could have known what would have been happening on the surface.
Go!
Okay, so we have an accomplice to the murderer. Okay, that's an interesting twist. I think it was handled very poorly. But it is an interesting twist in concept.
No more lies, Director Cosmos. It's high time you told us the truth.
Oh, my honor, my glory. Everything's slipping away top of my ultimate weapon. Galactic engine. Ignition. Oh, it's gone haywire. Oh, it won't stop. Oh, my stars, my glory. Oh. No, not that way. Oh, no.
Bailiff, I'm just leaving after that witness. I think we managed to retrieve you before you came any bodily harm.
Director Cosmos, do you admit that you switched the launch pads?
I admit it's true. I'll switch to Launchpad 1 from the Space Museum.
But it's good to hear words I believe were changed.
Before you do, Your Honor, 2 things. Firstly, we don't know if Mr. Terran had prior knowledge of the switch. As for Mr. Starbuck, he was unaware of his surroundings thanks to his medication. Either way, Mr. Terran could have realized the incident, the instant he stepped in the Space Museum. That it had to have been switched with Launchpad 1. So my first question is, if the Space Museum was perfectly fine, why did Mr. Terran feel the need to put on such a dramatic display? As for my second question, I'd like Director Cosmos to tell us why he switched the 2 launch pads to begin with.
Please. I can't. I exercise my right to remain silent. But I will say, my hands were tied. I was only doing what I could to keep my men from getting caught in that blast.
The director is terrified. He must have one heck of a reason for not wanting to explain why.
Probably not a good time to try and pry it out of him, huh?
Excuse me, but would you mind if I picked up my stars? Without my badge of rank, I'm nothing.
But I don't see why not. Bailiff, help the director retrieve his stars. But it appears the possibility of a culprit other than the defendant has presented itself. Mr. Starbuck, is there anything you wish to say?
I don't get it.
Don't get it. What don't you get?
A director. Why'd you do all that? From the very beginning, you never meant to launch the launch to go ahead, did you? You tricked us.
Mr. Starbuck.
Starbuck, my boy.
Starbuck, my boy, I'm sorry. I can't tell you the reason why. But I had to do it in order to protect the Space Center. Director! Will I ever get the chance to go into space again? Yes, of course. Won't rest until it happens. I will get you into space again, my boy. Then the dream is still alive.
Silence.
Thank God someone's speaking sense.
You're not going into space, Starbuck, but prison. I won't have it any other way. Why are you so hung up on him? Yes, I accept the little launch pads were switched. And if this is where the third person at the scene, and if there was a third person at the scene, I suppose they could have escaped. But I have yet to see proof of this third person escaping via the Space Museum.
Oh, well, that's a good point.
Ugh, he's right. I don't have any proof.
Starbuck, you'll spill everything you know. What? Me?
Where did you get those bombs?
Tell me now.
If you don't,
My blade shall feast on your blood. I'm gonna die. I wanna die in space.
I have to do something.
Solomon Starbuck, prepare yourself. Go!
Oh, now you know violence isn't the answer, Prosecutor Blackwell.
No, that annoyingly cheerful laugh. It can be none other than...
Yeah, I knew it.
A champion of righteousness, Bobby Fulbright here. In Justice We Trust. Detective Fulbright! Oh, sorry to keep you waiting, Mr. Lawyer. I hope I'm not too late. I don't believe we had any appointment. I tried to hurry, but I ended up helping a little old lady across the street.
Are you the main villain? Are you the main villain of the series? Or of the game? You seem... a little too involved.
And then I had to break up a cat fight. I tell you, justice sure is a full-time job. Was it a fight between cats or... Ahem. Why are you here again? Because the defendant isn't the culprit. And I came to make sure that justice is served. I don't have any idea what you're talking about. Fulbright. I always thought you were a bit touched in the head. But have you finally succumbed? Nope, but it looks like you've succumbed to this phantom of yours. Open your eyes and let the evidence of justice uncloud your judgment. What evidence?
I come to think of it, he did say something about finding us some evidence.
Thanks, you two. I feel a lot better now that I've been able to get that off my chest. I'm gonna work extra hard to find that perfect piece of evidence for you.
I didn't think he was serious, though.
So, what is it, detective? This is something that'll prove Mr. Starbuck innocent. It is indeed. Here, look at this.
Oh, what is that? A lighter?
Oh, that's right. A lighter was thought to have been used by the culprit, no less. The Space Museum's cleaning robot picked it up. It has the victim Clay Terran's blood along with the killer's fingerprints on it. What?
Gah!
It's fake.
Barbara! Dr. Fulbright, can I assume that fingerprints don't belong to the embedded?
You bet. Mr. Starbuck is totally innocent. This is it. This is just what I needed.
This is fake. It's not real. This is forged evidence. I have been handed forged evidence. Your Honor, this is the decisive evidence that supports the defense's claim from earlier.
Explain yourself, Mr. Bright.
This is fake.
With pleasure, Your Honor. Recall where this lighter was found. Based on what can be extrapolated after the killer murdered Mr. Terran, they escaped with the lighter in hand to the Space Museum, where they dropped it. The switching of the two launch pads occurred. And finally, the killer left through the boarding lounge 2 and made their escape. Meanwhile, Mr. Starbuck was found in boarding lounge 1 after the murder. A fact that Director Cosmos has testified to. Therefore, Mr. Starbuck couldn't have possibly been the one to drop the lighter there.
Silence.
But the defendant had the free reign of the area until Director Cosmos appeared. Could he not have dropped the lighter in the Space Museum during that span of time?
Objection!
You'd like that to be true, wouldn't you? But Director Cosmos testified that right after he saw the mysterious figure with the lighter, he went into the lounge and found the unconscious Mr. Starbuck. In other words, Mr. Starbuck wouldn't have had time to double back to the museum. No, Prosecutor Blackwell, this lighter could have only been dropped by the real killer. Most importantly, Mr. Starbuck's fingerprints were nowhere to be found on the lighter. I think you understand what this means, don't you? The piece of evidence unequivocally proves that Mr. Starbuck wasn't the culprit.
Yeah!
This must appear to be the type of evidence that proves that the defense is paved.
As for the remote switch that was found in Mr. Starbuck's pocket, we can assume it was planted by the killer on the unconscious Starbuck.
No, there must be some mistake.
Frankly, Prosecutor Blackwell, I've been worried about you. You've been chasing this phantom for 7 whole years. I understand your urgency because tomorrow...
Silence.
Fulbright, you promised never to speak of that. Huh? Tomorrow? What about tomorrow?
Given the body of evidence, I think it's been played with a benefit. In blind my past, it was impossible for him to have committed a crime. A few unanswered questions were made, so I look forward to seeing what we will uncover. But for now, the court finds the defendant's time is Starbuck.
Yeah, we did it, Mr. Wright.
There's something wrong here. This doesn't feel like a win. This feels wrong.
Looks like we pulled it off somehow. Huh? With some help from Detective Fulbright.
Okay. Assuming I am playing this game on its perfect wavelength here, Detective Fulbright is the main antagonist. He just handed the court fake evidence, and he's trying to get an actual killer off the hook. Which means Apollo should be stepping in like 5 seconds to quite literally re-guiltify Solomon Starbuck.
Mr. Wright and Miss Sykes, thank you. And please thank Apollo for me too. You're all the best.
Oh, I wish we could tell a part about Mr. Salvik's verdict right now.
Yeah, me too. That's gonna have to wait.
Oh, but verdict has been reached. I'd like to bring today's trial to a close. Close adjourned.
Objection!
There it is. There's something. I knew it was. Yeah, I knew it was over too quickly. There's too many questions still left unanswered.
It's too late to object, isn't it? It simply isn't possible. Something's wrong.
Prosecutor Blackwell, I will be satisfied with the verdict.
Fulbright! What were the results of the fingerprints analysis for the lighter? Huh? Oh, the results. Ho ho ho! Well, I was in a hurry, you see, and then there was that cat fight, and well, I kinda got carried away when I heard the prints weren't Mr. Starbucks, so you have yet to read it.
Prosecutor Blackwell, can you read out who the prints belong to?
Upon thorough analysis, the fingerprints were found to belong to Athena Sykes. So says the report.
What?
What? Oh!
Me?
What I play, Barbara? But this time, tell me you have an explanation for this. We just been proving this lighter could only belong to the killer. So you're finding your prints on it can only lead us to one grave conclusion.
I don't know how to got on it, but I know I'm not the culprit.
This can't be happening. We built up our argument piece by piece. I don't think any of our reasoning was faulty. So how could it have led to this? Go! Oh, what have I done? Oh, please forgive me. I'm so sorry.
Barbara, we're taking Barbara, stop your crying.
What in the world is happening here? Like, it's like the world's gone mad.
Barbara, I will have Barbara.
Silence! Confusion spiraled into utter chaos. After all we just fought for, the truth had turned crudely on us to accuse Athena of crimes. Somewhere, somehow, everything had gone terribly wrong. We'd stumbled over the edge of a reason and into the jaws of a twisted darkness.
Does that mean the final case is gonna be fucking Athena? Wait, that's it? Wait, that's it? That felt like... What? Where'd the other half of the case go? Okay, well, alright, so, I said I had some, I said I would give my thoughts, when the case ended. I didn't think it would be over that fast. I thought I still had one more investigation day ahead of me. Okay. So, Are y'all familiar with beach episodes? I'm going somewhere with this. You know those episodes in anime where nothing really happens and they're just kind of there to fill the runtime while giving like, oh, this is super cool stuff. Hey guys, look, it's the bikini outfit. Look at the boobies. And everybody's kind of flirty with each other. Ooh. It's just kind of fan servicey, you know? I'm getting the feeling here that this was like one step up from a beach episode. Like, stuff happened in it. It has consequence, but I also feel like it's almost entirely skippable, you know? Like, there are so many unanswered questions about how the bombs were planted, who even planted them, where this miraculous fucking lighter came from, and like, it felt like we were on a rush to get to the end, whereas like, even during the final parts of his cross-examination with the captain guy, I felt like we still had so many unanswered questions. Like, Phoenix's jump in logic to oh, they must have been switched makes sense if we look at all the evidence. Like, it's obvious if we examine the evidence. But when we actually think about how the plot progressed, like, it is a massive leap to go from, well, okay, he was murdered in the lounge and he came out from the rocket launch, so therefore he must have killed him, to, hey, there were 3 people in the lounge, and there was a bit of a scuffle and shootout, to, hey, the entire fucking crime scenes were swapped, and the guy who's here talking to us isn't saying why. It feels like there is so much left up in the air in this trial that they're not actually going to address. And I feel like I feel like they're trying to build up to a grand finale where all of your questions are answered and we take down the big bad and we defeat the dark age of the law and everything is great for everyone. But they've failed to tell a compelling mystery at its core. And I think that's the biggest problem with Cosmic Turnabout, is it's trying to do a lot and build up a lot, but it just has no story to tell on its own. Like, you need to care about Apollo and his friendship to get invested, which is, sure, you can do whatever you want for your like, not misbelief, but you can do whatever you want for your, I'm forgetting the words. Either way, your ability to I don't even know how I'm gonna say this. It is within the realm of possibility that you care enough about Apollo to care about his circumstances and the fact that his friend died. Sure, we can believe that. It stops being like that when there's so much going on here that we haven't actually had a chance to figure out how the crime happened. We as the viewer may have theories, but the theories were not, oh, the Space Center and the Space Museum and the rocket switched spaces, because we know that's because of 2 things. For one, the way they do it in the chart is physically impossible for every like overhead shot we have seen. Because there is a driveway that goes between them and cuts it off. It's a semicircle. It's a Pac-Man essentially. So in order to actually rotate the Space Center and the Space Museum and the rocket launch, they would have had to go out, up, wait for one to go around, and then back down and over. Essentially. You'd have to play fucking Tetris with them, for lack of a better word. And that is so much less interesting than if they just used the garbage chute. Unironically, until Phoenix said that the launch site and the museum had swapped places, I was still thinking that the garbage chute was the single most important piece of evidence that hadn't been shown yet. But no, they wanted a big reveal that wasn't the obvious one. I mean, I guess I didn't see it coming that they both could swap, even though the evidence said it could have. But, like, there were still so many unanswered questions that I wasn't even able to be on the same wavelength as the case. I just got left in the dust at some point, and I don't necessarily think that's good mystery writing. That being said, we still obviously don't have all the answers, and this was only a precursor case to what is essentially Turnabout for Tomorrow, the final case. As it stands on its own, I don't like this case. It had some good components, and they fit together half decently, but I don't think the Cosmic Turnabout can necessarily stand on its own, because A, it's not trying to, and it's just not really that interesting of a mystery. Because trying to figure it out isn't actually fun when I'm gonna say it here. When the writer pulls the fucking MacGuffin out of their ass in the last 10 seconds, it's not that interesting. Like, sure, they're building up, oh, the Phantom, you can't do this sort of thing, Black Quill, it's crazy. It's all just kinda gross. So there is that. Alright, well, Turnabout tomorrow. Let's start it. Turnabout for tomorrow.
No one can escape their past.
Apparently you can, because it never fucking happened with you.
The sins we've committed, and the sadness we've caused. No matter how far we run, our past remains, as ever present as the moon in the sky.
Yeah? The moon! He said the thing! Do you see? He said the moon! It's the moon!
It looms in wait for the day when we're all forced to face it. But only in doing so can we ever truly make make peace and move on in hope of tomorrow.
Okay. So, what's going on here then? Okay. December 20th, 1:23 p.m. Write anything agency.
They took Athena from the courtroom, straight to the station. She's probably being questioned at this very moment.
This is a good shot. Seeing that the time has moved forward with Phoenix, but he is just alone again, and we're now with him instead of Apollo. This is a very good emotional beat, especially if you followed Apollo Justice. I like this emotional beat.
After this past year, I took it for granted that those two would always be here. But now Apollo's gone off on his own, seeking his own truth. And my pursuit of the truth only ended up with Athena becoming a new suspect. Some boss I turned out to be.
It's even quieter in here than usual.
Yeah, it seems so empty.
I just don't get it, Daddy. All of your reasoning during the trial seemed perfectly solid.
Yeah, I still believe it was. At least, based on what we know.
But now, Athena's the one who's been accused.
Yeah, see? There's a... Oh, wait. There's a little line right down there. Do you see the tiny little line? That could explain how the two space centers could swap. It's a tiny line! That is so stupid. Who the fuck is going to see that? And immediately... Okay. Well, I can't say it doesn't happen because of that single line. But, okay. Yeah, sure. I guess I'm just not paying attention enough to the facts.
Okay. During the trial for the bombing and murder that occurred at the Cosmos Space Center, the lighter used by the real culprit was found. This lighter proved the defendant, Solomon Starbuck, innocent. But Athena's prints were found on it instead. And she was subsequently arrested for the murder.
But Athena couldn't have done it. It just doesn't make any sense.
No, none of it does. I've been racking my brain, but I just can't figure it out. Where's the flaw in my reasoning? What have I got wrong in this case?
You know, Daddy, if Athena was here, she wouldn't just be sitting around thinking. She'd be out there doing something. You are going to defend Athena, right, Daddy?
Of course I will. And thanks, Trucy. I needed that push. Trucy's right. The trial is tomorrow. There's no time to waste. If I'm going to prove Athena's innocence, I better get out of here and find some evidence.
Off we go then. Where's this hand for evidence that I'll prove Athena's innocence?
Great. But before that, I better tidy up the evidence I have on hand.
Oh, we just have all of it. Necessary evidence left at the office.
Athena's probably still in the middle of being questioned. So, Trucy's right. The thing to start with is talking to people at the Space Center.
December 20th, Cosmos Space Center entrance. Wow, you aren't in jail for what you fucking did.
Director Cosmos, do you have a minute?
Oh. Galactica Scooter, full speed ahead.
Director! He scooted away.
How his expression changed the instant he saw you, Daddy?
Yeah, well, I dragged his name through the mud pretty good at the trial earlier today.
December 20th, Cosmos Space Center. Boarding lounge.
We were here only yesterday. Oh, hi. Mrs. Starbuck, you've been released, huh?
Oh, yep, and I came straight here. It's all thanks to you and your team, Mr. Wright. You've given me a second chance to fly into space again. Can't thank you enough. Except...
What's wrong? I thought I'd be happy to be acquitted.
As I was coming out of the detention center, I saw Miss Sykes.
He saw Athena.
I was at a loss for words. I didn't know what to say to that poor girl. And then, you know what? She flashed a peace sign at me. Congratulations on your acquittal, she said. Now you can go back into space someday.
Yeah, that sounds like Athena. I can just picture it.
But I saw her eyes. They were red and swollen from crying. She's gotta be suffering. She must be worried. And yet she went out of her way to be nice to me and give me a big smile.
Oh, she has held back her own tears so she could give someone else a smile. That's so Athena.
There's no question about it. That girl's innocent. Please, Mr. Wright, you gotta make sure she goes free.
Okay, but what's your deal in all this? You're probably... Honestly, his deal is probably nothing.
And then they can put me in prison instead. I don't mind.
We can't have that either, Mr. Starbuck.
Oh, don't worry,
Don't worry, Mrs. Starbuck. I'm gonna give her the best of defense I can. I promise to get her acquitted. Just like I did for you.
Oh, I know she'll be alright with you in her corner. I know you'll never give up on her. Apollo is a fine boss to look up to.
Alright. Talk to me.
I still can't believe Launchpad 1 was switched to the Space Museum.
What could have made Director Cosmos do such a thing?
I haven't the foggiest idea. So there was never gonna be a launch from that day, not from the very beginning. I wonder if Clay knew.
I imagine he must have. Surely he would have noticed when you went aboard the rocket.
Oh, it's pathetic to think I was the only one who got taken in.
Hold on, I'm looking at something. Oh my god.
Oh, but I guess that's about how it goes when you're worth less than space debris.
Is he gonna be alright, Daddy? His expression looked dark as a black hole.
Well, that's just how he is.
The murderer!
Mrs. Starbuck, do you remember anything about the murderer?
Oh, not really. I only saw a shadowy figure in the dark after all.
Yeah, I guess that was a little too much to hope for.
Hey, I heard something from the police, though. They said they never did find a 10 caliber. They said they never did find a 10 caliber gun down this trash chute.
Just as I thought, the culprit must have carried it away with him when they tried to escape.
Okay. So, the person who you saw holding a gun, so was the person you saw holding a gun, Mr. Starbuck?
I couldn't really tell.
But it wasn't Athena, right? You could tell if the person was male or female, tall or short?
I can't even tell you that much, man. I'm useless. When the culprit opened the door and some light came in, I should have been able to see.
The door. Ah, yes. As I recall, they opened this door here and made their escape.
The door launch pad 1, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, except right now, the door leads to the Space Museum.
you mean the launch pad and the Space Museum are switched right now?
Yeah, they're trying to investigate the theory you came up with in court. So they're recreating...
So they're recreating conditions, huh? I'd like to see what's beyond that door now. Mrs. Starbuck, could you open this door for us?
No, sure, just let me have my print scanned here.
Do the launch pads get switched back and forth a lot?
Well, back in the day when the Space Museum was Launchpad 2, they used to switch the pads around at times. But these days, Launchpad...
Oh, but these days, Launchpad 2 is only used as a tourist attraction, right?
Oh, right. Because quite frankly, the Space Center needs the money.
I hear you. Times sure are tough.
Daddy, let's go back and check out what's beyond that door.
Sure, let's go.
Hey, why don't I come along? I can show you around.
Always good to have a fucking friendly there.
Okay, what the fuck is this?
Huh? What if these dead leaves are doing here?
Oh, maybe they're stuck to the bottom of somebody's shoes.
There's a lot of trees around the Space Center. She's right, it's a modern state-of-the-art building, but it's surrounded by trees. I don't know, if they were stuck to the bottom of somebody's shoes, wouldn't they look more crushed up? These don't look like they've been stepped on.
Maybe there's some kind of secret hatch in the corridor, and they came in that way?
Not everything is set up like a magician stage, you know. So this is another one of those devices for opening the door, huh?
Yep, but this one doesn't require fingerprint verification. You just hit the button and open sesame.
Also, when you and Clay went through here, you didn't even need to show your friends either.
That's right, Juicy.
That's right, Trucy. Just like how the culprit didn't need to scan their prints. When they escaped back out of the Space Museum corridor into the building lounge too. Okay. Well, I don't see anything else that jumps out at me. I'm imagining this corridor is built exactly like the Launchpad 1 corridor.
Oh, okay, thank you.
Do you know anything about this piece of evidence?
No. Sorry, I'm just so useless.
No, it's alright. There's no need to get all depressed. Okay.
December 20th, Cosmos Space Center. Entrance.
Curse her at you, sully my good name. Reverse curse of, course it's full speed ahead.
Director Cosmos, wait.
I'll handle this, Daddy. Take that.
God, the mobility system has been compromised.
Trucy's got knife throwing.
Tracy's knife throw a direct hit to one of his tires.
And the streak continues.
Maybe I should have kept a closer watch on what tricks she's been practicing.
My dear old battleship. We've had so many skirmishes together. It's been an honor.
Taddy! He's gonna blow that thing up.
No, I bet a button will do is make it go haywire again.
Very well. I surrender. As a prisoner of war, I expect to be treated honorably.
Director Cosmos, when you were talking in court about switching the launch pads, you used your right to remain silent about the reason why. I'd like Director Cosmos to tell us why he switched to 2 launch pads to begin with.
Please. I can't hide. I exercise my right to remain silent. But I will say, my hands were tied. I was only doing what I could to keep my men from getting caught in that blast. The center of the cosmos is shrouded in mystery. But I don't have any secrets left. None of my battleship has been destroyed, and I've been taken prisoner.
Oh, lovely. Ah. We gotta get all of our goodwill out of the Cyclops.
No secrets left, huh? I beg to differ. Looks like I'll have to undo his Cyclops if I want to get to the bottom of this.
Three locks to crack. Yup. Let's keep save at the beginning of turnabout tomorrow.
Take that!
Alright, let's go. Let's see what we got. Behind the switching of the launch pads. I want you to tell me everything you're hiding about the switching the 2 launch pads.
Oh, Frisch, you can't make me. I can hold it longer than anyone.
I hope I never get like this when I'm old. Let's see, where do I start? This is how you explained your motive for switching launch pads, didn't it? To save the astronauts. Thanks to switching the launch pads, the astronauts escaped injury from the blast. Instead, they safely boarded the museum's rocket, far away from the actual explosion.
My astronauts were raring to go into an authentic space adventure in space. I didn't realize I had them board a fake rocket without him noticing.
I agree you couldn't have done it without help. For one, they would have had to figure out instantly they stepped into the Space Museum. You figured that you could fool Mr. Starbuck once he'd been drugged with medication, but without the help of this person, it would have been impossible to pull your plan off.
Take that!
You must have gotten Mr. Terran to help you.
Oh!
He stole tranquilizers from his mentor's locker and slipped them to him. And then, with Mr. Starbuck in a daze, they boarded the replica rocket in the museum.
Oh, please, someone help me support prisoner of war.
How was he able to spin around like that? You really wanted to save your astronauts' lives. Shouldn't you have just called off the launch?
If I could have done that, don't you think I would have gone through all the trouble?
I guess he might have had a compelling reason why he couldn't have called it off. But how did you know to switch the pads in advance of the bombing incident?
I hold limited amounts of rage and shall expel deploying to Cyberstan and destroy the turrets of the factory striders. I'm glad someone's still enjoying Helldivers 2. I lost my love for that game a while back.
Well, that's because I was warned in advance. I received that warning. It's my duty to ensure my astronaut safety.
But it was just a warning. Could have even been a prank. Why'd you believe it so completely?
Because I went for one of those mediums everyone's talking about these days.
Oh, I didn't realize channeling was back in vogue. Besides, I thought it was yourself that got the warning via telephone.
Yeah, that's right. The bomber contacted me personally. My battleship is equipped with a special advanced communication system, you see.
Okay, a regular old telephone.
But yes, hi, Dexter Roach. How you doing?
It's been a while. Planning another launch? So you haven't learned. Don't forget the terror I felt when I received that call.
The bomber said it's been a while. It was enough to make you take the threat seriously. Perhaps Detective Cosmos took the threat so seriously because the Space Center had been involved in a bombing once before? Maybe. The culprit in the current case is the same person who was involved in this incident.
The Hat One Miracle.
The Hat One Miracle, that epic story of survival. People across the nation know it as a heroic tale of bravery. But in truth, it was an act of sabotage perpetrated by our killer, wasn't it? Very few knew about the previous plot, so when it was when the caller said, "It's been a while," you knew beyond a shadow of a doubt that the danger was real, and it wasn't a prank.
God, did anyone ever tell you to go easy on the ex-serviceman? Yes, that one miracle really is a desperate battle against an act of sabotage. Even though I lost the life of one of my staff members in the fight.
Sabotage, murder. So this is the ugly truth behind the Hat One Miracle.
I let my guard down. I thought the saboteur had been caught, and the case was closed.
Huh? Wait a minute. The murder of the Space Center 7 years ago. This must be the present director that was the culprit, Simon Blackwell.
Take that!
Simon Blackwell. The murder suspect in a case that happened here 7 years ago. The place and the time of two incidents, the murder and the sabotage, were the same. So you thought he committed both crimes. But while Prosecutor Blackwell was behind bars, you got another threatening call. If the culprit this time was the same as 7 years ago, then it isn't Simon Blackwell. Realizing that you were shaken, it meant that the true culprit had been running free all this time.
No, how do you keep saying right through me?
Switching the launch pads.
The reason why Director Cosmos wants to talk about why he switched the launch pads is connected to the truth behind the Hat One Miracle. The sabotage and murder that happened at the Space Center 7 years ago. Director Cosmos, tell us what you're hiding.
If you really want to understand the reason I decided to switch the launch pads. Well, at the start of the story, that horrible nightmare from 7 years ago.
7 years ago. You mean the so-called Hat One Miracle?
The launch went smoothly. The ship entered outer space and troubles began. It was all the handiwork of a certain person and their evil scheme.
So Mr. Starbuck's traumatic experience wasn't accidental.
Not only that, but before the launch, a very valuable piece of moon rock was stolen. But that wasn't the worst of it. One of my staff members was murdered.
Ah, Red.
Ah, no idea such awful events were behind the exciting story of space heroism.
All that, in spite of the Space Center having a very strict security about those days. In those days, all personnel effects were examined thoroughly, coming or going. You couldn't even smuggle a withered old leaf through those checkpoints.
So do you have any clue who was responsible for the sabotage?
At the very least, I know it wasn't Simon Blackwell. I don't know enough to identify who the true culprit is, but it was clear what that person is. To put it simply, a spy.
A spy? You mean somebody who infiltrates a foreign country? Carries out dangerous missions and always gets a girl?
Someone's watching way too many late-night movies. Well, I guess if we're talking about blowing up and rocket-stealing research material, it's not all that surprising that a spy could be behind it all.
Make no mistake, There's a cutthroat rivalry between nations in space R&D race. Some try to outdo others by any means possible, even deliberate obstruction. 7 years ago, we got coal before the launch warned us of sabotage.
Same MO this time.
Yes, and here I thought the perpetrator had been caught. But it looks like I was wrong.
Prosecutor Blackquill seemed more like a ninja than a spy, don't you think?
Aren't ninjas and spies basically the same thing?
But there's a good reason we failed to find the real spy. A massive cover-up by the government. Government officials were too embarrassed to admit that they had allowed such a thing to happen at the hands of the spy.
Don't tell me they made the police rush the investigation.
They did indeed. And then, due the sabotage, they cleaned up the story.
And that was the one miracle, wasn't it? But then 7 years later, this MO advanced a warning of sabotage. That must have been the director's reason for switching the launch pads. 7 years ago, the spy gave you an advance warning of their plans, just like this time. That was what made you decide to switch the launch pads, wasn't it?
That's right. The caller knew the facts of the case 7 years ago, despite the cover-up. They knew about the sabotage, the moon rock, the murder, and they said, you don't want things to go like they did 7 years ago, do you? I really thought of calling off the launch, but the government wouldn't let me. We don't give in to the likes of terrorists. We must proceed for our country's honour. It's quite a moving speech, actually.
Moving? Really? Maybe you were easily inspired by political talking points.
But I knew the truth. We'd been warned, which meant the danger was very real. And I knew there was no way to stop the spy. No matter what I did, they'd find a way. That's why I switched to launch pads. And staged the moving rescue scene. First, I snuck into the center the night before and switched to launch pads. That way, the astronauts would go from the boarding lounge 1 to the Space Museum. Then I put a closed for repair sign at the door to launch pad 1 and the boarding lounge 2.
You did that so normal visitors wouldn't enter, right? What else did you do?
I enlisted help with several staff members, including Taryn.
But you didn't let Mr. Starbuck in on it? He'd already been
through enough. He's no good at lying and keeping secrets. I'm afraid I had no choice but have him drugged. My plan went well until...
Clay's meta, huh?
After the culprit made their escape, I switched the launch pads back. I did it in such a way where no one would find out. But after that effort... Taryn's dead, and Hat 2 is destroyed. And the Hope capsule, which had returned to us only recently, was lost in the blast. My home, the center of the cosmos. My beautiful cosmos space center is done for.
Wait, what did he mean by the Hope capsule was lost in the blast? I thought that the Hope's capsule was found at the crime scene with Mr. Taryn. It had just been brought back by the Hope space probe with the asteroid samples inside. So what kind of samples are they? What's in them?
Samples are scheduled for analysis in the near future. We haven't had the time since they just came back the day before Taryn's murder. The capsule was being held in a safe in Launchpad 1. But I gave it to Taryn before the incident so it wouldn't be destroyed by the explosion. The idea was that it was safely in Taryn's possession. He could make it look like he rescued it during the staged miraculous escape. But our precious research materials ended up lost in that explosion anyway.
But I thought Clay was supposed to keep it safe.
You misunderstand. The launch pad explosion was the one the capsule was lost to. It was lost after the police confiscated it as evidence. It was in the courtroom bombing from the other day.
Oh, interesting. Oh yeah, Limbus did something hilarious, but I don't know if you want to spoil it or not. I don't care about Limbus spoilers. Feel free.
The capsule was in the courtroom as evidence, and it was blown to smithereens.
Huh.
You're not the casualty of that blast.
Ultimately, the culprit may have already known about the switching of the launch pads.
What? How?
Police found a wiretapping device during their investigation today. A bug aboard my battleship. Tap on my advanced communication system.
A wire on that phone.
Yeah, wire on this very phone. I use this phone to give instruction to my staff about the launchpad switch. Just a few select members who knew about the plan. Just before the incident, staff members were coming out of Launchpad 1. The culprit probably slipped in amidst the confusion and planted the bomb then.
Yes, if they were tapping your phone, they definitely could pull something like that off. So you really think the same spy behind this incident is the one 7 years ago?
Yeah, I'm sure of it.
Then this spy must be the phantom Prosecutor Blackwell's been chasing. Oh, but Prosecutor Blackwell told me once. The hunt I've been on for the phantom of 7 years past continues even still. Oh, for starters, this case happened right here in this very Space Center too.
So if we can find this phantom,
That's right, we can clear Athena's name. And then there's the matter of Prosecutor Blackwell too.
what about him?
Well, if the culprit from 7 years ago is the same person as the current incident, it would mean that Prosecutor Blackwell is innocent!
Hello, Kyrie. How went the rest of your stream? What'd you end up playing? Good to see you. How goes it? Welcome. What's good? Oh, since it's a raid now, I'm not revealing. Well, there you go. Ah, Mugenics. Nice. Oh, Shad not screaming. That's good. The fuck? What do you mean? What do you mean not screaming? What? I played around in Mugenics and it was a long and hard, but the experience was interesting. You could say the exact same thing about fucking Void Stranger, and it would be the exact same statement. Yes, Shad. If you say the exact same thing about Void Stranger, it is the same statement. Who could have seen that one coming? It would be entirely... The statement would be dicks. Yup. Yup.
I wonder, how dangerous that guy would be in caught without handcuffs?
Just entirely dicks.
But if we're going on a ghost hunt, count me in.
Kyrie had a bit of a stressful run, so you're having a good time, Shad? I'm glad you're having... I mean, there's only so much of a good time you can have when you're playing Dual Destinies, but hey. He seems to be having fun. Fair note, I also have delay and did not know that would happen. No one ever does.
It's all over for me. Spin, well, I'm done for. The center of cosmos is doomed.
Do you think he's gonna be alright, Daddy?
Well, at least he'll be in good company. There must be planets out there that he can spin with.
I was cursed and one of my cats could level up. And only one of my cats could level up? Jesus.
Which reminds me, I'd like to delve a little deeper into the Hat 1 mission too.
Oh, you want to learn more stuff at the Space Museum? There's a Hat 1 exhibit there. Don't mind me, I'll just keep spinning here and see how the cosmos unfolds.
So it was level 19 at the final boss, and everyone else was level 1. Holy shit.
It's like he achieved spiritual enlightenment or something.
I'm sure he'll stop when he gets dizzy. Let's go to the Space Museum.
He just don't stop. He just does not stop. At all. Ahem. December 20th, Cosmos Space Center Space Museum.
Let's see, where's the exhibition on the launch 7 years ago?
There, that's the Hab 1 exhibit.
I can't say what and where it doesn't spoil the Raiders, but you'd understand since you've beaten Brunia's endings. Oh, nice. I'm gonna make some food. Shad will lurk for now. Have a great stream, Shad. Have a good lurk and have some good food.
Well, look at that photo of it.
Wow, look at the photo of that team.
There's Clay and Mr. Starbuck, Director Cosmos, or Blackwell, and even Ponko. But I've never seen the woman on the right before.
Yeah, because it's Athena's mom. She's wearing yellow.
Everyone looks so happy. Well, except for Director Cosmos.
Let's check out the newspaper article, too.
Roland Larper. Oh my god. Pfft, that's funny.
Hat 1 launch imminent, and there's a photo of the Hope space probe. I guess it's only natural it doesn't talk about the murder and the sabotage.
Why, we're really keeping it a secret, just like the director said. Daddy, take a look at that jacket.
Must be the Hat 1 team's uniform jacket. The same design as the one Apollo was wearing. That one belonged to Clay.
Actual jacket worn by a Hat 1 team member, it says.
Not a replica, huh? Wonder if it's Mr. Starbuck's.
Hat 1 exhibit. Hooray. He doesn't even know he's a Roland Larper. He just does it because the prescripts are a motherfucker. Oh, fucking. Gotta love the prescripts. We can do any bullshit we want in the story just to fuck with you. Man, I'd be so upset if I was playing, not Runa. Fucking. That game. And they pulled some bullshit like that. Hello? True. What the fuck are you doing here?
Oh, Miss Woods, what's bringing you here?
I heard they got arrested. So, I've been looking for you, Mr. Wright. I thought you might be here at the scene.
You must be worried. Rest assured, we're gonna do our very best to defend her.
Thaya's going through such a hard time. I hope she doesn't lose heart.
You don't get what the funniest part is. During the ending, he says that phrase before stopping at the first entrance, calling it tiresome, just killing it. That's so stupid.
Even just coming back to this place must have been real difficult for her.
Huh? You mean the Cosmos Space Center?
What? Oh, you didn't know? Well, she used to live here when she was a little girl.
She did? No, I didn't know. No wonder she knew so much. Miss Woods, could you tell us more, in detail?
A specific location, I don't know if you got the bad endings. I did not get the bad endings. But I think we will call that for Turnabout tomorrow. Wait a minute. One more save for the road. Because I am that kind of person. Don't save. We've saved enough. We've saved enough. But yeah, so with that being said, we're on the last case. So theoretically, the rewrite can start soon-ish. Well, once we actually get the idea of what the fuck happened to Athena and Blackwell 7 years ago, I can actively start the rewrite for fucking realsies. Because so far all I have is really notes to go off of, and vibes. The biggest thing I want to really pin down on the fanfiction is that I want everything to, like, tie together neater than what's going on with fucking in the story. Because, like, the themes are all over the fucking place. The Dark Age of the Law nonsense should be preparing you for some faulty evidence at some point, and if the lighter isn't fake, then, well, yeah. Okay. So, okay. Current theory is that... Okay, current going theory is this. The lighter is completely fake. The real killer is... Or the real culprit / spy behind all of this is, Mr. Justice himself, fucking, not Apollo, fucking Fulbright. I think Fulbright's the culprit, because there's no one else that really could be at this point. They have to invent someone out their ass if they want him to be interesting. So it has to be Fulbright. As of current, it has to be Fulbright. When they invent the person, it could be anyone. But, yeah. Blackquill has to be proven innocent. So, yes, Fulbright. I mean, it wasn't Athena. They're not gonna pull Athena was the criminal. But yeah, so I'm interested to see where this goes. It definitely explains a lot of Athena's technical stuff, but I'm also it feels weird that we have never had Athena and Blackquill have anything, I guess. Like, they should have known each other, but who knows. Thank you, Chad. Sorry, I was kind of busy, but see you tomorrow. Yeah, no, absolutely. See, no worries, Cinta. You're good. You have a good lurk. But yeah, so I hope none of my ideas are correct. But this does give me a lot to go on for. I'm hoping that this final case is definitely interesting enough for me to sink my teeth into. At least enough for, you know, interesting shit to happen. So, there is that. That being said, yeah, thank you all so much for coming by. Let's go see who we can raid. Let's go see who's online. It's definitely food for thought, but I'm just kind of disappointed with the Cosmic Turnabout than anything. I feel like it could have been so much more than it was, but I don't know. I'm gonna throw you all at June. June's playing a gunny game. Anyway, take care, everybody. Have a fantastic night. I will see you all tomorrow for, I don't know. There's a part of me that just kind of wants to finish this off. I don't know if we could finish it off in 2 streams, but there's part of me that wants to bum rush a little. I'll think on it. I'll give it some thought and then we'll come back. But for now, hope you all have a fantastic rest of your day, and I will see you all tomorrow. Bye-bye!